This is rebooting.
And we're live. We're live. We're live.
Hello.
Hi everybody, how you all
Hello.
doing? Welcome to Hampshire Outdoors and Survival. It is Sunday. It is Sunday social time. Ooh, let's be social.
Ooh.
We're being social. We invited Jace out of the cupboard.
Yeah. Hang on a moment. I always said I've come out of the closet.
No, you're that far back in the closet. You're a Narnia, mate.
Oh, Jesus,
That's nice, isn't it? Flipping it.
You did.
Do apologise for that. So I hope everybody is well.
And don't forget.
Oh, the Whirlo.
And the Willow. Yes, Willow is here. Yes, Willow is always here.
Yeah.
So hi, Dirty Faces. Hi, John Kennedy. Hi, Jess. Jess Outdoors. Owen. Life's a hobby. Yeah, he's having an early night tonight. Not a problem. Yeah, Stealth. Hi, how you doing, bro? Hope everybody's good. And I hope everybody's had an awesome week.
John says the biscuit man himself.
Yeah.
Hi, Stealth. Jess.
He's here.
I
He's
hope.
back.
I hope for.
Hi, Kiwi.
I hope you've had a good Remembrance Sunday. I hope it's not been too difficult for you. We're going to do a little bit on it tonight, but we're not going to do on it too much because for those of us that have had a bit of an emotional day, yeah, let's you know, I'm not saying forget about it, get over it, but let's put it in the box again and shut that lid down. But we will cover a little bit of something that I'm actually interested in doing a video on later in the year, and that is because the Czech people have welcomed my son so nicely. It's given me a bit of a link into the Czech people, the Czech Republic and so on, and obviously having a Czech daughter-in-law. So one of the things I sat and did, because we all know that we had Czech and Polish pilots, and again, this is mainly Czech because I have that link family-wise, not so much.
I've got the Polish because my daughter-in-law's Polish.
Polish and Czech airmen that came here during the Second World War.
My
So
sister-in-law,
I did a bit of research just out of interest, just earlier on today, and this is what I've come up with. So during the Second World War, and I'll read this as written, and I know there's a word in it that my Czech daughter-in-law gets quite angry about, but it's just that period of time. So over 2,500 Czech and Slovak airmen served in the RAF during World War II, contributing significantly to the Allied war effort by flying in fighter and bomber and night fighter squadrons. After Czechoslovakia, which is what it was called at the time, was occupied by Nazi Germany, many Czechs and Slovaks escaped to Britain to continue fighting. Approximately 1,000 regular pilots joined the RAF, whilst another 1,500 from the army were retained as aircrew.
Shut it.
They flew across multiple squadrons, including fighter squadrons number 310, 312, and 313. And bomber squadron number 311. They also flew in night fighter squadron number 68. Beyond combat flying, some pilots also supported operations in special duty squadron 138, which supported operations such as a special duty squadron number 138. Which dropped agents and supplies into occupied Europe and the former Czechoslovakia. The Czechoslovak squadrons were distinct within the RAF, often carrying unique unit insignia that was approved by British heraldry, such as the Stork for number 312 squadron and the Hawk for 313 squadron.
Again.
Aircraft flown primarily included Hawker Hurricanes, Supermarine Spitfires with 312 squadron, who transitioned from Hurricanes to Spitfire Mark V by 1944. These men served proudly and honourably with us, and their stories are often not told. And you've got to think to yourself, so in 1939, when the Nazis overrun the Czechoslovakia as it was then, these gentlemen escaped, and they made their way out of an occupied land against all odds across Europe to Britain. They came here in many cases with no understanding of the English language. They had never flown Hurricanes and Spitfires, which in my research I found out the controls were opposite. So they had to transition, literally go back to flying school, but they wanted to do something to fight. And their contribution should never be overlooked. Many of these pilots earned the DSO and the DFC. Okay. The sad part of this story is that after the Second World War, they were not allowed to remain in the UK. After the war, returning pilots faced persecution under Czechoslovakia's new communist regime from 1948 onwards. Many were imprisoned, demoted, forced into manual labour, or just disappeared, despite having fought heroically in the RAF against the Nazis. Only 180 pilots managed to flee eventually back to Britain. Some managed to continue RAF careers. Full rehabilitation of these veterans did not occur until after the Velvet Revolution of 1989-1990, where they did have their promotions restored for those that had survived. Absolutely, yeah. Bit of a gut-wrenching one, that. But I would just like to say to anybody that sees this that may be Czech, Polish, thank you. Thank you for your contribution to protecting Europe, or your parents, grandparents' contribution to protecting Europe. We'll always carry you in our hearts, as I do the Czech people. Anyhow, I shall stand down, I think.
Well, I found some bit of quite interesting information that, well, I hope it's been interesting for you. It's about red kites. Just excuse me because I have to read some of this. It's in the late 1980s and 90s, due to the near extinction of the red kites that we had in the UK, and we only had a few mated in pairs in Wales. They decided that the best thing to do was to go to Spain and Sweden and bring some of the red kite chicks over to reinstate what we have lost. And the majority of these went, when they came to, and they were released in the Chilterns on the Oxfordshire and Buckinghamshire border. So this proved so successful that the number of breeding pairs is estimated to be 6,000 in that area, which is actually 15% of the world's population of red kites at the time. They had a Dr. Ian Evans from the Natural England, who was one of the early pioneers of this scheme. He said that there was a lot of unknowns, and they believed that all the chicks that they brought over would probably die anyway and wouldn't make it. And from there, the breeding pairs from the Chilterns were a springboard on to sending them out to other sites in England and Scotland to sort of resupply those areas. And now we're in 2025. British-born red kites are now being taken to southwest Spain as part of a 4-year project to revive the population from the brink of extinction there, because they've lost nearly all their red kites due to eagle owls, which predate on those anyway, and man, because man using pesticides, poisons and shooting, etc., has diminished it completely. In 2022, conservationists were granted special license from Natural England to collect red kite chicks, mostly from the Northamptonshire area, and send them to Extremadura region of Spain. More than 120 chicks have been collected, with 30 exported each year. The chicks are flown to Madrid, then transported 240 miles south to a wildlife hospital, where they are weighed, measured and tagged, and before then being fitted with a GPS. The juveniles soon get used to the tags, and they spend 2 weeks to acclimatise to their new surroundings in Avery's on the Portuguese border. The release site is quiet and remote, and what they do is leave sheep carcasses there to attract the kites to feed in that particular area. They remove the gate and allow the birds to leave rather than pushing them out, making them leave. So it's what we call a
Soft
release. Yeah. So the red kite release had to be adapted and changed due to eagle owls taking nearly half of the new chicks that they released. But news now is that there are 3 mating pairs that have produced chicks to boost the number. So the main issue still remains man, with poisonings and shootings, with 2/3 of the convictions being gamekeepers from large Spanish estates that are shooting and poisoning these birds because they're worried about their stock birds. So hopefully this will continue to bring back the numbers of the red kite in Spain, and it seems quite nice that they helped us to make our numbers of red kites go high, and in turn we are now sending them out to them to bring their numbers out, because I don't know about you, but I think red kites are a beautiful bird, and we have one that I can lay in my bed and she comes round quite often, and you see the forked tail, and you often see her in town. So there's a lot more red kites than that. So I just thought you might be interested to hear that little,
As it's autumn, would you like a spiced apple cider?
Oh, could do, yes.
Yeah, okie doke. I'm going.
Thank you, right, Simon. Yeah, it's positive regeneration, and if we were that close to actually having none in the UK, it would be a great shame, wouldn't it, to lose all those amazing birds.
Oh, that's very nice. Kaz is on the Coppenberg spiced apple tonight, as it's nice and
water.
autumny.
Hope I'll sleep.
I'm having a cherry.
And Jason's having coffee.
Jason's having coffee because he's going to be driving.
He's having his caffeine fix. So yes.
So cheers, everybody. I hope you've had a cracking weekend. Yes. Cheers, Gary. Yeah, the BSCA. Yeah, definitely.
Tail fork hunters, definitely.
Yeah, it's or BCSA, I should say. It's just one of those things today. I was saying that, we've all heard stories of these guys and that, and I just wanted a few more facts on that. Kittens, I'm going to be popping up to see him next year.
It definitely is going up for Woodmead.
Yeah, and exploring a memorial up there and a bit of history there, which is dedicated to a Czech pilot. And not to take that from all the other nations, all the Commonwealth, and all the volunteers that come from outside the Commonwealth during the war, left their homes, came here to fight for what they saw as a just
Good evening,
cause.
Dumpster Fire, sorry.
And as I've again in my research today, the many men and women of countries that were, say, our enemies, that disagreed with the politics of the time and came here and volunteered their services, many of which went through sheer hell trying to prove that they were with us. So, yeah.
Yeah, we've got another member meeting, first time coming on board from America, Dumpster Fire.
Hi, Dumpster Fire.
Welcome
How you
to
doing?
the chat.
You're more than welcome.
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah.
Don't start on about the biscuits and their scones don't even start on them.
Love and courage from America. Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
And again, we have quite a few Americans that join us, and we're open to everybody throughout the world. The thing is we don't do politics, we don't do religion. We're about the realities of life, survival, prepping, outdoorsy, camping, hunting, shooting, fishing.
Homemade wine. Yeah. Oh, sir. Yes.
Yeah. All those sort of things are really. That's our love and passion. This is what joins us all together.
Evening, Max. Yes, I'm on the winter warmer cider.
Yeah.
Spiced apple. Oh.
And once again this week, I will also say a big hi to Mr. D's mum. Yeah. Hope she's feeling well. I hope she's healing well. And again, to anybody that's suffering out there, anybody that's struggling, anybody that's having issues, dramas and that, our thoughts and prayers are with you all. Do excuse my dog whimpering, whining, and trying to join in the
Oh,
conversation.
Dinosaur Colorado. Fantastic.
Nice.
Can you get him up? Come on.
Yeah.
Willow.
Come on.
Yeah. Come
Can I
on.
say hello
Come
to you
on.
people?
Come on. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
This dumpster fire is Willow.
Willow
He's a
thinks,
2-year-old boss of the. Yeah.
yeah, he thinks he's got to have his say. He thinks the whole show is about him.
Yep.
And it's definitely the Willow show, isn't it?
Yeah.
He doesn't. Yeah, he hears us talking and he just thinks he's got to join in the conversation. There we go. Right, we're sitting there. Right, so what are we doing this week? Cool. Welcome Mad Week this week. I'm a haulaging tomorrow. So I am.
Yeah, he's having a haircut on the 19th.
Yeah,
Not
lugging
much.
trailers around tomorrow.
Is he talking about you?
I'll have your haircut.
Hey, yeah, I love all dogs, dumpster, all dogs. I am a terrier fan myself. I grew up on a dairy farm where we had Jack Russells. And I've had Jack Russell's border terriers. I have had Labradors and bigger dogs as well. I have a friend who's got a farm who actually runs it as a retirement farm for ex-police dogs, be they Malinois, German Shepherds, and so on. And I have a love and appreciation for all dogs.
This is actually a Shih Tzu.
But little dogs,
It's a shit, yeah.
Yeah.
little dogs also have a place in my heart, as long as they are.
This one,
Yeah,
according to
characterful.
the
Characterful.
Shih Tzu breed, they sleep all the time. They don't hunt. Well, he's killed about 20 mice now.
Yeah.
He hunts. He's with his nose. He's absolutely fantastic. And they say you don't like walks. You have to carry them all the time. If you pick him up, he goes garrotting about that. He doesn't like that.
He's not read the Shih Tzu
manual.
And I think what happened, when he got his manual, somebody confused him, and he's got a manual for a hunting dog of some sort.
Yeah. Gary would like to say, no rush, but he'd like to ask you a question
Ask
about your
away,
hammock.
Gary. Ask away, by all means, mate. Ask away. Yeah. It's and again, any questions anybody's got, anybody that's watched the channel has any questions, or even if you haven't watched the channel, have any questions, or if you have a channel of your own, let us know the name of your channel in the comments so we can have a look.
It seems that a lot of people now are going over to the hammocks.
Yeah.
Because they're so versatile. Where you put a tent down, you're sort of stuck with a hammock.
I love a hammock. I love the comfort, the versatility of a hammock, especially as I'm 60 now, so sleeping on the ground can be a bit uncomfortable for me. And I've had years of air mattresses and Lilo Lils, you name it. But I do have to admit that I have just bought myself an ARB swag, because in a lot of the things I do vehicle related, I haven't always got somewhere I can sling a hammock. So I needed a system that could go to the ground and set me up on the ground. And I didn't want to go back to, I'm not knocking tents. Tents are awesome if you're young, fit and capable, but something that you could just roll out, clip out. It was extremely hard wearing and heavy duty and got a built-in mattress. I'll take it.
And for jobs that Jason
no worries, mate.
is our resident chef and amazing man of the fire.
Yeah. Any catering questions you have, Santa here. You've got to remember, he's not available from the 23rd of December when he's cracking the whip.
Yeah.
Right the way through till I think you finish about the 25th, 26th by the time you've looped around.
Yes,
I'll probably pop in over the when I get time off.
But how the elves coming on there?
Oh, they're just little shits.
If you go back through some of the camp videos,
unions,
this man is a god to the campfire, and what he produced on the campfire is nobody's business.
Yeah. So the elves union's been kicking off. He's got a drinking problem with the elves.
They're just
Max wants to know what setup are you taking to Dartmoor?
I'm going to take the swag with me. I'm going to try that out. Yeah, I'm going to take the swag with me. So yeah.
Gary would like to know, how do you know that the hammock would take your weight before trialling?
When it starts ripping.
Or you'll end up with your arse on the floor.
Right. So good quality brand hammocks are always weight tested, so they will always give you a weight limit in kilos. Cheap hammocks, which I have a few of from Amazon, Temu, and so forth, they don't give you a weight limit. I have tested a few of those, and I've got to say, it tends to be set it up fairly low, grit your teeth, and get into it slowly. But you do have to commit. Anybody that's got a hammock knows there is always that moment where you actually put your weight in it, and it's not so much the hammock. Your brain sort of goes, is the tree good? Are all my connections good? Are my carabiners good? Is everything good? Because if it's not, I'm going flat on my back. But there is a commitment moment to it. The more you do it, the more happy you are with it. It's just one of those things, really.
Oh, Bill said he couldn't hear the sound on your hammock video today. It was, yeah,
I don't know.
might think it's your end because we've.
I don't know, I've not had anything from anybody
No,
else.
I heard it okay. I watched it on my phone earlier.
I've had a few comments to say that the sound was a lot better, and I am aware that my breathing was terrible yesterday. But I'm coming out of a cold. I'm 60 years old, and I do have a problem with one of the lungs. So, yeah, I do tend to breathe a bit heavy. I do apologise for that. We're going to try playing with the mic, moving it around and seeing if it's a little bit less of me going.
Gary would like to say, plus, say the worst happened, do you always have an emergency light button if you own one?
Always.
On your own? Yeah,
always. I'm set up at night. I set my camp up at night, right? It's quite simple. Kaz, I've got an SOS system on my phone that will notify Kaz. She will get a message if I've got a problem. So again, if I'm going out solo and something happens to me, with any luck, I've got enough energy left just to hit that button. She's going to be notified of the problem. She'll know exactly where I am. Hi, Sticks.
Max just says, if anyone wants it, he's got an under blanket for a hammock, brand new, and I wanted it.
There you go. So anybody here, if you want to hit Max up, anybody that's hammocking that needs an underquilt, hit him up and he will probably be able to help you out.
Simon, if I have anything to do with camp food, they get more than one ration.
Yeah. I think you meant like you can have one ration, but everyone else will have to have.
Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. Bill, so John Kennedy has got the same thing using headphones mainly on the left channel side. Radio. I've probably got to go into the setup on the microphone then in that case. It's probably I'll have a chat to my mate Owen about it. We'll have a look into it because obviously what I've got is set up in mono rather than stereo. So I'll have a play with it, see what we can do there, or it might even be on my computer because I can't download direct to my computer from the GoPro now. I actually have to download it. No, I can't download it direct into my editing suite. I have to download it to the computer and transfer it across. And being a bit technically ignorant, I'll have to have a look into that and figure it out.
Gary says, what I meant, sorry to be blunt, when you tried the hammock out, did you have means?
Always.
Yes.
Always. Yeah, always. Okay, so the day I chose to try the hammock out and do the video was a day that we were running a training course in the woods. So basically, I went off to one side and I actually said to the guys, just if you don't hear anything from me in 15, 20 minutes, somebody give us a shout, just make sure I'm all right. And at one point, Tim actually wandered up with his dog and just went, is it all good? Is it all okay? And again, have that backup. You're trying any bit of kit out for the first time. Really and truthfully, if you can, do it at home or do it in an environment where you've got backup, you've got help, right? And that goes for any piece of kit at all. I mean, cook systems are a prime one. You go on YouTube and have a look at exploding cookers and cook systems.
Oh, there's those two ladies. There's two ladies in Wales, wasn't there, this week?
Just injured this week.
Really, another one?
Yeah, lit their gas cooker inside their tent.
Yeah, their aerosol cans went.
The aerosol can exploded.
They got burnt.
So again, always have it in mind. It's that. You swore then to apologise. That swine Murphy. Okay, he
Yeah.
writes the rule book. So just bear in mind that Murphy's Law is always working against you. So being a good prepper and survivalist is about learning your kit, learning how to operate it, learning the foibles, and always have a get out, a backup. You know, you walk into a pub, it's a very noisy pub. What's the first thing you look for? Where's the escape route? Where's the problems? Where's going to be the issues? And so you treat life like that. It's not a case of being afraid of it. It's just a case of being aware of it, and prepare for it. Test it, get to know it,
But
get confident with
these
it.
ladies, obviously, you were cooking inside their tent, as we know it's not a good idea to be doing that anyway. And of course, the aerosol can exploded, and they're now caught inside an area getting burnt.
Yeah.
So if you're going to do any cooking, you've got to do it.
That Murphy's Laws, he's closely related to Darwin. Do you know?
Yeah.
Natural selection.
If you're going to do cooking, try and do it in the porch area, or
open. At least have the tent open so it airs.
Get plenty of air in there. Don't trap that gas in there. But again, everything I do is, I'm always thinking. I've always got it back in my mind. What if it goes wrong? And that's. Some people might say, "Oh, that's paranoia." It's not. It's good prepper survival skills. Know what the issues, the risks are. Plan for them. It's that old thing. If you plan for something, carrying something that you don't need, you find you don't need it. I didn't need to use it. Brilliant. It's like a first aid kit. You carry the first aid kit. You have it in the car. You have it at home. Do you actually want to use it? No, not really. But you'd rather have it if you did need it than find.
Yeah, if you've got some of the cartridge gas things with it, or the ones you screw in, you don't only have to have a dodgy one that's leaking gas while you're trying to sleep.
Yeah.
And you're not going to wake up in the morning, are you?
You should be putting that to your every day. You do exactly the same thing. You look out the door in the morning, you think, oh, it might rain. You'll take a coat with it just in case. You
wouldn't put your gas rings on and not light them.
The other thing is, there's a lot of very cheap stuff coming out of China. Okay,
now
not everything out of China is bad, but some of it, the standards and the quality is not there. Things like all O-rings, seals on petrol stoves, gas stoves, and stuff like that. There are materials that you are and are not allowed to use. A seal for a water will not take butane. It will corrode it. It will rot it out. It will fracture it. But what happens in some of these cheap companies? They're not interested in legality or law. So basically, what's the cheapest seal we can put on there?
Yeah.
As long as it works 2 or 3 times, jolly good. So again, there's always that risk. Just because it works first time,
Living LaVue said he loved the swag kit. He goes, wow, wow, wow.
Yes, I'm really looking forward to trying the swag out. And again, why did I buy it? Well, it's a major treat to myself. It's been a lot of saving up for, and I've got to admit, I've saved up a couple of times. I actually had to use that money and then saved again, and had to use the money and saved again. And there was a lot of, do I really push the button? I got it on the ARB site in the Black Friday sale for 379 quid. And I just saw it there and went, you know what, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm having it for me. Because again, with my new business, one of the things I'm offering people is, and I'm doing a bit of that in the next few weeks, is the expedition support. So I'm moving somebody's equipment to a location for them to be able to set up and camp and do their exploration of the hills, and I'm running the base camp. Well, if there's no trees there, I don't want to be in a tent on the ground, my back suffering and all the rest of it. Especially as I'm going to be up an hour before them, sorting the coffees out, getting the fire lit, sorting out the breakfast. And at the end of the day, I'm probably the last one to go to bed because I'll make sure the fire's out, make sure everything's ready for the following day and so on. And then be their emergency backup and securing their sites so that they can leave all their gear, all their equipment safely in that location, go off and have their expedition. Mickey, meantime, will probably do a couple of YouTube videos, read a book, sit back, make sure the food's on for the evening when they come back. So I wanted a system that I could lay out next to my vehicle with an awning and be comfortable, get that good night's kit. Yeah, basically babysitter. Operational babysitter. But again, I'm also there to advise, help plan, be the emergency backup,
Hi, Louie, Michelle.
and to ensure that they have a great time. Because, like with anything, not everybody's as confident as maybe me, yourselves are. People that
You've
are
done
new
enough
to this.
gas-based outdoorsy.
A lot of people,
Yeah.
first timers, they want to go out as a group, and this is something I've discovered. There are a lot of people who want to go out as a group; they've never done it. Simple things like if you're mountaineering or you're doing, say, the West Highland Way, okay, several hundred miles long. Well, do you want to carry everything with you, or do you want to be able to get to a location, set up your system, have a good night's kit, know that the fresh rations, water, and everything's going to be there for you, and then load your heavy kit onto somebody like me, grid reference and location. I then relocate, set the tents up. They arrive there towards the end of the day, exhausted, but there's water there, the fire's lit, the camp, that. And if something goes wrong, I'm also the contact for their safety and rescue. A bit like in running a military operation at the end of the day. Yeah. Yeah, basically, yeah, exactly that. It's looking after people and trying to encourage more and more people to enjoy themselves. But if you're going to be in that, doing that, you've got to make sure you're comfortable as well. Because I tell you what, if you're going to go spend 7 days following a group of people up the West Highland Way, all right, I want to make sure I am top dollar. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to act if there need be, and also to be able to ready to change plans. Because I've had people in the past, we're going to do 40 miles a day, maybe for the first day.
Yeah.
So,
After that, when your bum's numb and you mean bouncing, because it does, it hurts you. Have you done it? If you're bouncing around, especially in the 4x4s and that, you're sort of your ribs are hurting you, your back's hurting you.
Well, that's it. I mean, hopefully in the new year, I've got one to Tunisia as well. So
RVP, Mickey RLC.
Yeah, Rendezvous Point.
Oh right. Oh, that's the one. But it's changed now. It's to Ray. Oh.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I will be. I was never in the RLC. I'm a sapper, me, but I understand how it works. 9x9 landing.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, pretty much.
Simon, there's someone local. Is it Godwin? Yeah. They're selling a lightweight with a 9x9 as well for $8,999.
If I can find a 9x9 cheap enough, I'll have it. Yeah, I am looking for a 9x9.
We did have one, and we sold it. You sold it to a school for.
Well, that was a 12x24.
Oh, 12, but yeah, 12x12. That was the one that went to
too
the
big.
school.
You know what I'd have? Yeah, big army catering train.
Yeah.
Base camp kit.
Kiwi's done a double run to Brighton this weekend. Is that going down looking at your location, Kiwi?
No, because the doors, we were going back to college, weren't they?
Oh, crikey, yes, college. Oh, blimey.
Yeah, my friend come back from Egypt had to take her son back down to.
Yeah, exactly. You're spot on there, John Pace. Yeah, and so that's where we're going. And work business wise, I'm doing all right. It's manageable. I've done a couple of jobs so far. The guy I've done them for is happy. I've picked up another contact. So, things are rolling along nicely.
And Jason's got himself a new car as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got a V8 as well.
Yeah.
Guzzler.
And
they're not, are they? They're just not. No.
They're quite good.
Yeah. Tuesday, I picked my truck up.
Yeah.
I have spent my life savings and bought myself a truck. So I picked that up on Tuesday. I'll give you all a look at that whilst we're away next weekend. There will be a live next Sunday as well. I'm going to be leaving Devon early to get back in time to do the live. It will be.
It's because now you and Jason and Tim and Tim's wife have all got the Range Rover L322s.
Oh yeah,
very nice vehicles.
Very sophisticated. We roll.
And there's not one that's got the same colour, is it? They're all different colours.
They're all different.
Yeah.
Very, very nice.
Very
nice.
Very nice.
The Bedford 4-tonner. Yeah, you like that. You just we
I
out the back
love
of
a
them
Bedford
things.
4-tonner. The only thing,
I wouldn't get in one of them, but
the only problem with the old Bedford 4-tonner
Double clutching.
was and the 45 mile an hour top speed tends to make a trip out to Hamlin in Germany from Aldershot a very long drive.
Yeah, happy 50th birthday, Faye.
So yeah, it's all an adventure. Happy birthday, Faye. Big hugs and kisses from me and Jace. If we were there, we would have given you the bumps.
He has got. God, Gary wants to know what truck you got.
I have bought, and I know some people are going to go, "Oh no!"
Yeah.
Right? I have bought myself a Mitsubishi L200 Barbarian, and
It's a DI, whatever it is.
It is a 2017. However,
it's lived on an island.
I've bought it from a Mitsubishi
It
dealer
got 71 grand.
where it's lived on an island and it's only done 70,000 miles in its life, and it's had every tick, everything done. So, yeah, I'm extremely happy. It's extremely clean and tidy. I've got a very good deal on it. So there we go. Reliable.
At the moment, it's got obviously the pickup bed, but after the truck van back for it, and also there's a rack you can put like canoes on it as well.
That's the other thing is it's
2.4.
2.4. Yeah, it's a 2.4. Yeah, so I had a good look into. I was looking at Hiluxes and that because Toyotas, you just can't say anything bad about them. But unfortunately, the price of a Hilux for what I was looking for was well out of my price range. So I looked for the next. I literally went, what is the next most reliable pickup? Because I'm not a pickup snob. What is the next most reliable pickup? And when we looked at the European pickup standards and did our research with the RAC and the AA and that, it pretty much went, the Toyota Hilux is okay, but the Mitsubishi 2.4 built between 2015 and 2019 was the most economical in the field.
21s are quite cheap.
Yeah.
The most reliable in the field, and still retains a 3.1 ton tow capacity. Suits me.
So Lee fell out the back of a 4-tonner when the tailgate went down. I actually nearly went out the back.
That's a long drop, that is.
I nearly went out the back of Max. It was the series, wasn't it? Series 3 Land Rover. They had the back door was off it. It had no back on it, but it was only the cargo net that stopped me going because we were off-roading at the time. I had a black cargo net. I was like this. I was like a fly in the web.
Yeah, of course, the other great thing with the old British Army 4-tonner was it had a toilet fitted. Well, say a toilet fitted.
No, you just hang your arse.
If a couple of your mates would actually hang onto your arms and you could get your arse over the tailgate, it was,
Pool alert.
The driver wasn't stopping, not 45 mile an hour anyway.
You've got a different version, haven't you?
Yeah, you got Hiluxes there.
You've got different engines and all that. Yeah, and that was the thing. It was looking for the specs and looking for what was available here in Europe. I mean, don't get me wrong. I looked at the Ford Ranger, the Wild Track, and that. I liked it. It's nice. It's good. Then I drove one. For what I needed to do, I would say it wasn't quite there. I've driven the Mitsubishi, and this is the other thing.
We've had a couple of Mitsubishis, haven't we?
Yeah, tested lots of these different vehicles to say which one suits what I need, and that was the thing. Suits what I need. I looked at the Nissan Pathfinder, great vehicle, vehicle. I looked at the Navara.
Trojan's too small.
Yeah, the Hiluxes. So I went right way through the whole lot. I even looked at the Fiat.
I had a look at the VW one. There was one beginning with V. I can't remember what it was now, but it's like whenever we looked when we were buying things, we've always gone V8s. No, kind of that, and it's like when you
V8 diesel.
looked the V8 diesel. and we're getting better fuel consumption than we did in our Honda Civic. It's ridiculous.
It is crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's absolutely ridiculous considering the car weighs 3 tons.
Especially I don't you ever find it when you're driving along, the fuel is just going higher than it was when you first started.
Yeah.
Well, so I've got to downsize my wheels because the 21-inch rims. It look like looks like a drug dealer's car at the moment.
Pimp your ride.
It's been pimped.
Yeah.
So they've got to go down a few sizes.
John, there's all sorts of problems with Fords. I used to say years ago, you could trust a Ford. Now you've got wet belts and you've got head issues and all the rest of it. They really seem to have
Simon
lost
says
their way.
Suspension nightmare, shocks and coils.
Yeah, there's all sorts of things. I mean, don't get me wrong, great looking truck. I looked at a metallic gold orange one and I thought, that looks good.
We actually saw one that it was too new, wasn't it? It was 2021.
Yeah.
It's Mitsubishi Barbarian. It's actually grey, but the odd bits and pieces are in bright orange.
Yeah.
And it looks so smart, but
well, that's the other thing. And I know some of my American friends won't understand what I'm on about, but it had to be ULEZ compliant, so I had to have something that was Euro 6, but I did not want to go to AdBlue. I did not want to go to AdBlue. So that particular Mitsubishi fills that category for me. If I didn't live as close to London as I do, and know that I'm going to have to go in and out of London for work occasionally, I wouldn't have worried about it. But knowing that as soon as I cross that M25, Mr. Today, you're sitting there with his cameras going, ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. And
that's like I haven't got some gold leaf on my toilet roll. Ka-ching, ka-ching.
I wasn't going to pay. Austin Champ, now there's a vehicle and a half. There's a vehicle that time robbed, really. Don't get me wrong, I love my Land Rover, but when you look at an Austin Champ, how it was built, what it had, the way it was constructed, and that was 30, 40 years ahead of its time.
Bill says Fiat stands for Fix It Again, Tony. Yeah, we never really had sort of trouble, any good with sort of Fiats, have we? Not really.
I had a Fiat Strada back in the 80s.
Yeah, they had no reverse. You had to push it.
Had no third gear either.
Grey one.
Yeah. So it's finding a balance, isn't it?
Yeah, we tend not to. We went through a time last year where our neighbour Phil was in hospital, and his wife is disabled and couldn't get up there, so you had to keep taking her up, and
got expensive.
Yeah,
it's at the end of the day, it is what it is. I mean, this is one of the problems of today's world. For me, I'm of a generation which had probably a lot more freedom and a lot less issues. Things were a lot simpler. They're getting more complicated, getting more difficult. Technology, everybody keeps saying how technology is great, but technologies have brought in things like cameras and all that sort of thing, which are good from a safety point of view. Not so good when people are just using them to charge you for things and rob you more of new taxes.
I think it'll make you laugh, John. There's a lot of problem at the moment over here with people with their electric cars are going at people's drives and plugging their cars into people's own chargers. And they're saying, but you've got a charger and no one's using it. Yeah, but you're not paying for it.
Paying for electric.
But it's also coming back to bite them in the bum, isn't it?
Yes, because it is.
I believe at Carfest this year, all the electric cars had to park in their own field.
Yep.
And as somebody chuckled when he said to me, "Yep, because if they catch fire, at least they're all in there together."
Yep, they all
and a lot of they're going to start having issues going on the under the Channel Tunnel and on ferries, because you don't want an electric car on your ferry.
What killed me about Carfest is a lot of people. Everyone thought, "Oh, it's brilliant! BP have come in. They're going to charge all these electric cars eco-friendly. Oh, brilliant! All in one little area." They just didn't see the diesel generator out the back that's charging them.
And also next year, they've got to pay car tax.
Yeah.
Anyone with electric vehicle has got to pay car tax, the same as all the gas guzzlers that are out there in old cars. So,
it's it's the way it's going. The world is a crazy place.
I think just a lot of the thing is the fact that there is so many fires. I mean, there wasn't that long, a few weeks ago, that we actually had a car transporter on the motorway not far from here that had 9 electric cars on fire, didn't they?
Yeah, and it's, again, don't get me wrong, I'm not poo-pooing leaps forward in technology. I know eventually, one day,
hydrogen.
It's probably going to be out there, but hopefully it'll be hydrogen. But there's alternatives. Things will change, and I can't be a Luddite about it. I know. I look back to being 17, and it was just literally apply for your license and off you go. Days when you could just walk into the police station and say, "Yeah, I want a shotgun license," pay a fee, stamp a card.
Yeah, they will start charging for cycles. It was unfortunate. We went, and Mitch has now got you. You've done your Jackery, haven't you?
Yeah.
Jackery 1000. We picked that up. We met a gentleman to pay for it, and there was, what was that American car? It was. It's one of the muscle cars, but it was a new one, a Mustang, and it was electric.
Mustang. Carol went ballistic.
I was waiting for this lovely roaring engine. It went past me. It went.
Kaz went mental.
Disappointed.
She
not happy.
All I could hear all the way up the motorway was that should be made illegal. How dare they? It's a Mustang, for God's sakes.
You can't hear them.
You can't.
No hissing.
Make an electric Mustang. It's not right. It's
wrong.
Not.
No. Mustang was
I want to hear
it.
I'm a big V8 fan, and I want to hear a V8 gurgling and rumble. I don't want to hear something like hissing Sid go past. You know, it's not right.
And Lee, no, you do not want to drive the milk float.
No, we
take
it.
We do a milk float for the charity for
Christmas
milk float. Yes, it goes about 13 mile an hour on the flat, 2 mile an hour up the hill, and about 40 mile an hour downhill with no brakes, no steering, and scares the living out of you.
And it's cold. It's very cold. Yeah, it's no fun at all. Hi, Bushcraft Reboot. How you doing, mate? Thanks for joining us tonight. Hey, wonderful.
Yeah.
Hope everything's going good with you.
I've noticed, I was showing you the photographs. A lot of people in the UK have got flooding again. There's some bad flooding in Wales. Yesterday, Plymouth, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know, there's so many things. The weather is really sort of.
Yeah, the weather's changing.
Yeah, and it's all those diesel V8s.
Yeah, isn't it? It's all those Range Rover owners. It's a diesel, I don't care. It's got a weighing depth of a metre.
The weird thing is getting an email from our water company telling us that they lifted the ban on hose pipes.
Yeah, there's flooding everywhere.
We've had rain non-stop for the last 2 months. I don't know anyone who want to use a hose out there. All you got to do is splash water from the puddles up your car, you know? It's...
Hose pipe bans. It's just.
Yeah, it's in the Philippines.
Yeah, they definitely are. Yeah, heart goes out to the Philippines, and again for a lot of people,
Jamaica as well.
Yeah, and Cuba got clobbered as
and
well.
It has a knock-on effect because this week a loggerhead turtle turned up, and they said that would have been due to the weather around Jamaica. It had been blown off and blown off course and ended up on a beach in Cornwall. So
he swam quick, didn't
end up at St Ives. He goes, well, it's a bit bloody cold, and why don't you get me past this?
I've seen one bloody coconut.
Yeah. What's this all about?
I just got this mental image of this loggerhead turtle, 1 minute swimming along quite happily in the balmy Jamaican thing. Yeah. All of a sudden lifted out the water by this hurricane and literally slung halfway across the Atlantic.
You know, could you imagine asking directions in Cornwall though?
Yeah.
Well, you go like that one.
Look.
Here we go.
We used to call it West Country Jamaican.
West Country Jamaican. Against us.
Yeah. Hi, Mac.
Oh, Mac. That's brilliant, the new finish. All right, so I'm not going to say too much because I want to video this whilst I'm down in Devon. But Tarpac lads have been doing some research and
They
have
come up with some
invested a lot of time and money into sorting out and even, I mean, the way they were finishing their kit was brilliant anyhow, but they've gone even further. But again, I'll video that.
Plus, they're now doing the items in army green as well as the Tarpac orange and black.
For those of you that want to go complete stealth, yeah, they are there.
They probably were legally thinking, could that go in a pasty? It's already in the pasty. Yeah.
Crusty.
Sorry.
Crunchy.
I'll get a hell for that one, won't I?
Oh no, quite cream with that one.
Ah!
Oh,
Do you want chips with that?
Do you put your jam on top of your yolk? Or on top of your...
Was it Darwin when they went to what's the
Australia?
Island? No, not Australia.
New Zealand?
No, one of the islands that they discovered.
Galapagos?
Yeah. No, not Maldives. Galapagos, yes. Yeah. And they got a turtle. No, it was the tortoises, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Or was it the turtles? One of them. And they kept on wanting to bring a specimen back to England. But it took them several years because they found that they tasted really nice.
Yeah.
So they kept on cooking the one they were trying to transport back. And it never actually made it.
Yeah.
So, really?
Well, I suppose we were at sea for 4 years.
Yeah. See, what Tarpac come out with, it's an internal ridge line that has accessories. So you'll be able to put items in it rather than put it in your pockets and end up laying on it.
Accessorising.
It was one of those quite clever things because I did a video on that new hammock. Okay, and like I say, the 2 points on that new hammock, the nest, I like a lot because it's going to be a good winter hammock because of the way it seals in. There's a bit more protection than you get from a bug net.
It's a cider.
But the 2 points I brought up on it that I didn't like was the slip underneath. I thought just having the Velcro was a bit pants, but we'll see how we get on with that. And the fact it didn't have a ridge line internally, somewhere to put your hanger for your phone, your pocket, your light, and all the rest of it. That night, I released that video. That night, Tarpac got hold of me and went, ta-da!
There it is.
So they were well ahead of me. Well ahead of me.
Good night, Ray. Thanks for joining us.
Cheers, Ray.
Right.
Ray, it's all your fault that I got and bought the ARB. It's all of you that see the video. It's Ray. He showed me his. I wanted one.
Keeping up with the rays.
Yeah. So I picked up a couple of new bits and pieces this week as well. Got myself a little boiler for my wood stove, and that goes around the chimney. That was a little treat because again I've got my kettles, but I wanted something I could just like literally sling on the stove and leave alone, fill it up, and away to go. That was the idea there. That was the plan. You have an awesome week, Ray. Oh. Coppenberg cherry, can recommend it. Quite pleasant, quite refreshing, not too strong. Oh mate, I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it. And again, this is the thing within the community. It's, as I've said to you all, you've seen the videos, you've seen the kit, the gear, anything you want to know about, anything you want a review done, any information that I can share with anybody, I'm more than happy to. It's one of those things, isn't it? I mean, and again, Kaz is always looking for a bargain. So you all know that I got the Jackery.
And Kaz is back in the house.
The Jackery 240. I just slopped through there. So I bought myself the Jackery 240 for expeditions, just so that I'd have a little something to charge a phone on. Well, that's the 240. It's a nice little solar charger. I've got the solar panels for it. So again, base camp wise, it's a handy little tool to have. And Kaz,
sounds good, Mac.
Kaz, in her brilliance, suddenly turned around to me one evening and said,
"Oh,
I tell you what.
No, you won't. They've already got one there, Max.
Why don't you have one of those?
Woo.
Okay, the 1,000. Now, there's no way I could budget for that
Nice
myself.
and you're gone.
there's no way I could budget for that myself. Until Kaz pointed out that it was actually a guy who won it in a competition,
A hook.
and was selling it quite a bit under its retail value.
350 quid.
So I sort of went,
And it was sealed still in the box.
We'll have that.
Yeah. He won it in a raffle, didn't he?
Yeah. And again, it's a prepping backup. It's one of those things. We get power cuts here every year. This estate, the estate I live on, was built in the 60s, and it was designed for, I think it was something like 4,000 homes. Since it was built, they've stuck another 20,000 homes round it. They never upgraded the infrastructure. So what happens every winter? Well, if you've got something big, I can tell you, you can almost work it out. If there's something big on TV, in the ad breaks or in the half time, there's a power cut.
Yeah.
And it happens regularly.
Yeah.
And sometimes it doesn't just go out.
It's all you lot putting your bloody kettles on.
Yeah, it doesn't just go out for 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Sometimes it goes out for 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours. We've even been without electricity for a day.
Yeah.
Having that as a backup is the means I can still run the computer. I can still put the kettle on. I can run lighting and so on. And if it was as an SHTF situation, with that, I know that I can go careful on the power usage and probably keep us in light for a week. So that'll do me.
Rebooty would like to know the DD Frontline hammock. Any thoughts on it?
Right. I've not owned a Frontline hammock myself. Okay. The Nest hammock is the first DD I've tried. I like them. I think the material's very good. I think the stitching is very good. I think how they're put together is impressive. Very much on par with in quality wise, very much on par with things like the Snug Pack and the One Tigris. It's a good quality, well put together, well thought out hammock. I do like the fact that it's very spacious inside. So the Frontline, I've not done. Arctic bags in XL, right? So you can get a super large, rarely British Army issue Arctic sleeping bag. They're hard to find because everybody wants one. I mean, there are guys that are 4'2" that carry an Arctic sleeping bag because they can get it with two mates. I'm looking around constantly for an XL Arctic sleeping bag.
Good evening, No Limits.
I'm also constantly on the eye open for a German Army sniper bag in good condition, good quality one, because I think they're one of the best sleeping bags out there. But I think it's one of those things you just got to try and shop
Lee
around.
Michelle said you should be able to run your fridge on that 1,000.
Yeah.
No Limits has just come in.
Yeah.
He says he uses chest rigs or scout bags. He likes to travel light, small and minimum. Yeah, it's sometimes
nothing wrong with that.
Sometimes you need to do that, don't it?
You always see me in a lot of but you see me in a lot of my videos wearing basically a fisherman's jacket with all the pockets. Yeah, for exact same reason. I'm going out. I'm doing a single dayer. I can fit a mini stove in it. I can stick a brew kit in it.
A little stove that comes into a little pack like that, doesn't it?
Camera gear. I can load out really light with it, but with everything I need for dealing with what I want to on the day. There is nothing wrong with. People often think because I say carry the kit. So you have to put it in perspective. Invariably, when I'm doing something, I'm with a group. And I'm usually either running, organising, or in charge of the group. So it's a responsibility thing. So I've always got that bit extra. The other thing is, if it's just me, quite often I'm filming. So I'm also carrying a tripod, cameras, all the bits of gear. So I've got used to carrying a loadout and carrying that extra loadout for emergencies. If you're going out as an individual, whittle the kit down to what you really need, but don't get complacent with it. Yeah. Always think to yourself, always give yourself that what if it goes down, what would I require? And even in those cases, you can get it down to quite a small kit, a light kit, make it more comfortable.
Matt was saying he said that he's heard that L is just. Does that sound about
large
right?
6'2". Oh, I would have. I'll have to do. I'll do some research, Matt. Give me a day on that. I'll do some research.
Yeah, because he needs to know, because he'll probably want that for the weekend.
Yeah, because Max was looking for that for the weekend. Right. So, is there any of my ex-squaddy mates out there can tell me Arctic sleeping bags? Is the large the 6'2" version, or is that would he have to go for an XL? Right. There's bound to be somebody out there that's a bit more au fait with the Arctic sleeping bag. I've got one.
Especially Simon, if you've got the old veteran card, that makes a difference to you, doesn't it? Yeah. When you go over to take the vehicle over to your mum's, that makes it. When you get the train over to your mum's, normally it makes a big difference on the old.
Saying about the British Army issue sleep bag with the centre zip. That right for those of you on a budget, that is my go-to hammock bed system in the winter. Okay, I have a small, right, but what I find with that, if I unzip it, because I've got the underquilt, open it out, lay it over me, I can put my feet into the foot box, and it literally sits up on my shoulders. It makes a comfortable night. It keeps me warm, keeps me toasty, works well for me, and also, it just hugs over you because you're opening that centre zip.
I hate when you get all twisted up with the sleeping bag. It drives me.
Hugs around you in the hammock, not a problem at all.
Yeah, I can't sleep in the hammock. There's all zipped up.
Yeah,
I can't sleep in the sleeping bag. Yeah, I just get all knotted up when it drives me mad. You turn over and you end up getting wrapped up.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Any military sleeping bag is always going to be a high standard or a high standard. The thing with the British military, the American military, German military, to a point, the French military, the basic militaries spend a fortune researching their kit. The last thing they want is their investment, their soldiers freezing cold, dying of hypothermia, suffering, and so on. So they spend millions of dollars every year trying to develop good kit. Okay, once the military's issued it and it's come back to stores after being issued, most militaries can't reissue it. So where's it go? It goes to the Army Surplus store. So you can end up finding a real bargain in that Army Surplus store. The civilian equivalent sleeping bag is going to cost you £200 or £300, but you can pick up the military version for 30-40 quid. And at the end of the day, it's going to have tougher zips, better stitching. It's designed to be used by squaddies, and I'm not saying squaddies are brutal and thick,
you think,
but they're often in environments where they don't get to clean, look after.
Yeah, you got of course, you Stealth. You're like Chris. He's got the German sleeping bag with the arms. Is that the one with the bit that you can put your feet out and start walking with it?
Yeah, I mean, they are superb bags. I mean, I love them, but they are, as Stealth said, the one downside is they are downside.
They're really heavy.
They are heavy. Okay, but again, that's got to be
like Frankenstein's monster.
That's got to be in your thought processes of what do you need, what do you require. Is it something you're going to need to just get into and huddle in for an hour whilst waiting for rescue, or a couple of hours, or are you going somewhere where you might get stuck there overnight, 1 or 2 days? So you've got to adapt your kit and equipment too.
Yeah, because you were also there when you did one of your bushcraft. They thought they could just go into somewhere like Aldi's or Lidl's and just buy generic sleeping bag that they're there and to go out in the winter with.
They were looking at going to Wales in the winter, and they were talking about sort of budgeting 30 or 40 quid each for all the gear they needed. And as I said to them, I said, well, at the end of the day, you could, and you could probably survive in it, but you'd have a rotten time. Yeah. Now, this is, while Simon's on about it, good mention, Simon. That's the other thing, is for those of you, I don't know if the Yanks do it or the Americans do it. I know in the British Army, we've got the Buffalo system, where you've got the winter system with the trousers and the top. Now, that's a good alternative if you're looking for a sleep system for cold weather environments. Okay,
Kiwi, we got a Wooby on the bed.
You got that nice you've got that nice
Something
puffy
Mac has too.
buffalo jacket, and then you get the trousers to go with it. Okay, you're toasty. That good pair of wool socks. Yeah, even a lightweight sleeping bag, you're going to be sitting there absolutely over the moon. Comfy.
Reboot's got the Stugpack SF sleep system. That was $800.
I've got a good sleep system.
Yeah, we got the Timo one is on the bed, but Willow tends to nick that one, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He likes to.
I am my bedding of choice for this trip with the ARB is going to be a Wooby, but because it's getting to be cold and uncomfortable down there, I'm backing it up with the Russian Army issue felted blanket.
Yeah, that is thick, that blanket, isn't it?
That is again, it is the AK-47 of blankets. And
yeah,
you can
really
find them cheap enough in the army surplus.
Yeah, well, I like to get on that when it's on the box.
And that's unlike
look how thick that.
It's not a woven blanket; it's felted. So it's a wool felt blanket.
But it picks up everything.
it does pick up everything, but they are super heavy. But they work. They are super comfortable, super warm, super rugged.
Yeah.
If you're going to do something like I am this week, which is going to be like a car camp, so we're driving down, I'm not going to be lugging kit for miles. Yeah, go with it. You know, if that's what you're doing, I mean, this Devon trip is going to be a car camp for me. It's going to be literally pull up, get the gear out, set up, sorted. If it was a case that we were going up onto the moors themselves, then obviously my kit would have to come down in weight. I'd have to rethink what I was carrying, sleep systems and so on.
Yeah, Stealth was saying his one, you got Aldi bags, 20, he's got 20, it's about 20 years old, his one.
Yeah.
And it's really good, but now they're rubbish because they just chucking them out so quick, aren't they? Not really bothered about what they put in them.
The quality slipped.
I'd say that it's different, but I got the dogger a car seat, didn't I? Yeah. And the pillow was so thin you could see what they'd done. They put loads of strips of felty material inside it.
Yeah.
It was absolute rubbish, and they wanted £40 that. I went straight back.
And again, I mean, I've just recently released a video this week on exposure. So again, exposure comes into my thought process in every adventure I do, whether it's summer or winter. One of my planning tick boxes that I have to complete mentally myself is exposure. If it's hot, how am I going to sort myself out, protect myself, look after myself, and possibly a casualty? And if it's cold and wet, how do I get around that? And I've seen people sitting, huddled, shivering, wet and cold, that have got a jacket in their bag. And I said to them, take your jacket out, put your jacket on. Well, I don't really want to get my jacket out. Get it on. Get yourself protected. Yeah. You know?
Like you say, test your kit before you try it out, you know.
Yeah.
You find out that the zipper's broke on it or something, they're not going to get there. And,
have faith in it. Have faith in your kit. You know, it's when people say to me, "Oh, this jacket's waterproof. Buy this jacket; it's waterproof." I buy that jacket. What's the first thing I do? I go and stand in the shower. I put it on. I stand in the shower and I give it 5 minutes full blast in the shower. If it survives that, then it's waterproof. If it's not and it leaks, because I'm wearing a t-shirt and I'm in the shower, I can have a look, see where the leaks are, and if need be, reseal the seams myself, or take it straight back to them and go, "That's pants. I don't want it." So again, it's know that kit before you got it or before you need it.
Walk, talk, walk, cook, walk in the house.
Oh, you will walk, cook. Get my head working. Walk, cook, walk. Hope you're good, mate. Yeah, so it's again, test your kit and try it out and find what works for you. Just because Mickey says this is what I like, this is what I use, don't take it that that's necessarily going to work for you. We're all different shapes, we're all different sizes, we're all different physicalities, capabilities. We all have little issues. Okay, me, it's a stupid thing. I cannot abide sleeping bags. I cannot abide to be compressed into a sleeping bag. I've got to be able to move my arms around me. That all comes from an instance of being trapped in a storm drain. Okay. And I just can't stand to be restricted. It takes me straight back to that. I get the sweats, the shakes. Literally, it's like a panic attack. So I don't. If I've got a sleeping bag, it's got to be open, and that's why I've developed a real love of the Wooby, because I just
aren't you?
I can starfish in that till my heart's content. Not a problem. It's and again, so it's just because I use the Wooby, it might not be everybody's cup of tea. In fact, I would say to you, sensibly, if you can get on with sleeping bags, find the sleeping bag that works for you, because it's a sealed system. It's not going to leak. You're not going to roll over in the night, suddenly find your legs freezing cold or something like that, which is the downside of the Wooby. Take it from me, I've done it a couple of times. Or if you're having a really rough night's kip, your wife wakes up because you're screaming and shouting, and you've got the whole Wooby pulled up over your head.
Or he's just got himself nicely to sleep, and the Willow decides to go in the back of the Wooby, and his little hooky tail hooks round the Wooby, and as he's walking along, the Wooby's going down and disappears off the end of the bed.
Takes it with him. Swine.
Less.
But again, it's find what works for you and test it. Test it, get confident with it, get happy with it, cope with it.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than being out in the middle of nowhere and think, God, why didn't I look at that? Why did I not check I put batteries in there? Why did I not check I've got cotton wool balls or anything like that,
Thinking about your sleep system. Okay, so for me, priority is my sleep system. It is a priority. It's got to be warm. It's got to be waterproof. It's got to get me out of the environment. So if I needed to in an emergency, I can crash into just that. And I keep it as close to me as possible. So bivy bags, for a start, are definitely, especially for you lightweight guys, a good quality military bivy bag. Not one of these. I saw one the other day, and it was just a single skin, a thin nylon. It was about 16 quid, and I looked at it, felt it, and I was like, you know what? I wouldn't trust it. But a good quality Gore-Tex bivy bag, right, that is in good condition.
Oh no!
If you've got that and a sleeping bag, you're sheltering yourself from that environment.
Evening, Jason.
Even in the summer, I've been known to take a bivy bag with me and maybe no sleeping bag, just so that if it does turn wet or it does turn windy and that, I've got that system that I can get into fully clothed and actually close myself in the environment. And me and Mac have had to do it on an expedition on a moorland when I had a tent blown away.
Yeah, it flew away like
no,
washing off a line.
It wasn't just funny that my tent blew away, but Mac could tell you that night we ended up with a river running through the tent. It was literally coming in one side of the tent 2 inches deep and going out the other side. And it wasn't just because where we were, it was the whole area was like that. But we both inside bivy bags. And the fact that we were in the bivy bags, we were warm.
And you had Labrador.
We were dry. The Labrador used me as a rubber dinghy. It laid on me all night long. I wasn't going to moan because a Labrador gives off a lot of body heat. But those bivy bags saved our bacon that night. They really did. If we hadn't had the bivy bags, we would have been given 2 options that night. One, bail. Dump the kit, all right, that we don't need to carry, and traipse a good 20 miles out of that situation. It's high risk, very dangerous. You don't really want to do it.
Walk said yesterday he forgot his plate while he's out cooking and he ran out of fuel. It's a rookie mistake. There's nothing worse, is there? There's nothing worse. It's you just go and you go, no.
Yeah, it happens.
Maybe you have to take one of those little tiny little twig stoves as a backup.
It's one of those, you do it once, you don't do it a second time. It stays with you. It's like, I won't make that mistake again. But yeah,
I find always when the weather's colder as well.
Yeah,
the fuel will burn. Well, sorry, the food won't heat up as quick or cook as quick, so you will use more fuel. To cook with.
Yeah, and obviously gas can freeze and all the rest of it. But again, you stick your gas bottle inside a sock. Don't stick it near the fire and warm it.
Failing to prepare, you're preparing to fail. Exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, and I can't number the amount of times I've forgotten kit, and it's normally silly little items that you suddenly find you really wish you had with you.
Yeah.
Especially like the cups.
Yeah.
I'm trying to have a drink in. It's all right if you've got a bowl or something you can sort of use as well. But if you've got food in that bowl, you're gonna have to wait to have it. But yeah, or something to utensils to eat things with. Yeah.
No, it's one of those. It happens.
It's like that mindset in it. It's just completely
spot
checking
on
it,
remark
checking it,
from
and checking
Lee
it.
there. If you're not sure about your sleep system, think twice about depending on your life in danger. Test your gear. Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah, this is Jason. And Jason's a chef. That's Walk Cook Walk, and yes, he's our camp chef that does.
Careful how you say that.
Yeah.
The man can make a meal
So
from
Walk
a
Cook
mud
Walk
pie.
uses a Trangia alcohol stove.
Yeah, I like Trangias.
And he heard that the fuel is efficient.
Yeah, I like Trangias. I use them all the time. One of my go-tos, actually, my lightweight kits. I've just got a little felt stove. It is literally, I think I've got one there, made it myself, and you can buy.
Yeah, John's got one of those, haven't you, John?
So basically, all that is, you can buy the tins on Temu. You can get 10 for a couple of quid. Okay, and all that is, if you go on Amazon, look for felt, carbon felt. Get yourself a sheet of carbon felt. That's your stove, and all you do is pour your meths or your nail varnish remover or whatever you're using into that.
That's probably what he thinks happened.
And they work really well, and that makes a really small, efficient, and effective mini cooker to just throw in your kit, and there's no weight to it at all. It's not as good as a Trangia, no way about it. Trangia definitely cooks a lot more efficiently than that. But if you're, and I do it quite often, just literally a tin cup and that, and I've got.
Yeah, we've got Max Stones as well.
Yeah, Max's Stones. There's another Rolls Royce development.
Yeah.
I'll get the Max's. I can't see them from here. Max's Stones.
Yeah, like a hobo stove. Yeah, and he's also got like the little twig stove that it folds down into like sort of that size. It's almost like 3 times as thick as that.
Yeah, there's going to be a video coming up. I'm going to revisit my little stove setups. Get up in the woods for a day and just play with stoves.
Yeah.
So a little Trangia like that's a great bit of kit. Or that's not a Trangia. That's a cedar titanium. Only downside of that one is it comes with no lid. But Max's Stones. Okay.
Oh, they're brilliant.
So Max's Stones in the tub here. Okay, you can order these and get these from
Out with Max.
Okay, there's 3 in that tub. Now, that stone absorbs the methylated spirits. The stone doesn't burn. So basically, it smells lovely. You end up with a very, very good heat source. It works very efficiently. Works very, very well.
Amazingly well.
Amazingly well. Yeah, burns for a very long time.
And it doesn't take a lot of space in your kit.
No weight and space. And again, when you're getting ready to move on, you can drop a little bit of methylated spirits in there. The stones absorb it quite quickly, but it's ready to go as soon as you stop.
Well, what I found also, or what we found, is that once they've cooled down a little bit, once they've used up all the methylated spirits, make an excellent little hand warmer for in the winter.
Yeah.
Work really well.
Multiple uses. So
what
you got to do is to get your chamal, roll it up.
Out with Max. He's got a video on his channel, shows you about making them and that. But you know, you want a great little bit of kit. It also throws people, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because you get them out and they go,
"What's
that?
Yeah.
What's that?"
You light it. And you're like,
Yeah. That's it. You can't rely on lighters in minus temperatures because they don't want to work.
Yeah. Oh, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
Always. I always
We've got flameless ones, people, we've got normal ones.
Matches and lighters first, but always have a ferro rod with you. Always. A ferro rod, you can drop it in water, you can bash it about. And it doesn't have to be a big one. Okay, quite often I'll go out and the only
he always carries one around his neck.
That's my back. This for those of you that have never seen it, that is my EDC. That is my base of my EDC, the starting of my kit. Every single day when I get up, the first thing I put on is that round my neck.
Before his pants.
Before my pants even. On that is just a simple little beta light.
Hello,
right, that I can put in my mouth and use hands-free for map reading, navigation, dealing with wounds and so on. A very small, simple little Swiss Army knife. It has a file on it and a very small blade. A pair of tweezers, which is probably the tool on it I use more than anything else. They also make very good handcuff keys. Just a little pair of tweezers like that. And the nail file. And nail file, people say, nail file? Yeah, big girl's blouse. Well, anybody that's ever snagged a nail when you're out in the woods and
got a wood splinter down the back
knows
of your nail.
what a pain in the arse it is trying to peel that bit of nail off without tearing it into the quick. If you've got a file, you can sort it out. So that I've got that on there, the light on there.
And you get a fish, you can always use it as plucking out your fish bones.
My dog tag. Purely simple, it's got my details on it. If you find my corpse, you can identify it. Emergency whistle.
He's the one with the chain around it.
Yeah. And on the back of that emergency whistle is my backup system.
Yeah.
My little ferro rod. And it, again, it just makes a small light EDC that goes around my neck.
Yeah.
It's there if I need it. 365 days in a year. I probably use it once. But I'd rather have it and not need it
As Kit
than
says,
need it and not have it.
butane stops gassing off at 0 degrees, but propane goes to minus 15.
Yeah.
So it's you never know. You can go out and it'll be nice. It's a sunny day. Wake up in the morning, a couple of inches of snow. And think, oh hell!
Yeah, you never know what's coming around the corner. And again, something like that tucks away.
Yeah, he used to have the old Holborn tin, didn't you? With all your bits in.
Yeah, even if I'm suited and booted, it can go around there.
Yeah.
I have gone through a metal detector and I have had them go, excuse me, mate, what's that? And I've looked it out and gone, oh, blimey, I've got my EDC with me. And do you know what? Even though it's a penknife, I've never once been asked to have it. They just were like, yeah, fine, mate, just keep it out of sight. Off you go. Right? Not an issue. On top of that, pretty much every day, I've got a simple flat pack trauma dressing and I've got a tourniquet. That's it. And it's not a cap tourniquet. I've actually got a belt that's designed to double up as a tourniquet. It's actually got a lock-off system on it.
You get those on Amazon.
Yeah, heavy elastic. It's just equips me. It gives me those bits and pieces that if I need it, I've got it. And that can be dealing with any situation.
Max has taken the antlers he had at the camp and he's put them on the ferro rod.
Yeah.
So he's going to show you when he turns up.
Nice. You know, and that's what it's about. Obviously, mobile phones. So there you go. It's another great survival tool, your mobile phone. But have you got a mobile phone that is going to stay charged?
Ireland Jason said his last video he made with his ferro rod, he thinks he lost it. So he's ordered a new UCO Titan. Should be here tomorrow. He feels naked without his ferro rod. You get so used to having them all the time.
Especially for guys like Jason as well. Jason lives in a very remote area with really severe weather conditions. If something goes wrong, he puts his truck off the road, he gets stuck. Although he is a god to the bow drill, he knows that in an essential
really
situation, he doesn't want to waste that time having to go to that. He wants to be able to dig in his pocket, take that ferro rod out. The hardest thing he's going to have is fire and dry tinder. Yeah. That's going to take time and be an effort. But if he's got the ferro rod, he's got the confidence to be able to make a spark. It doesn't take away from primitive skills.
Neville LaRue said he always has a ferro rod and he's attached to his belt.
Primitive skills are awesome and they're well worth learning. To any of you that have not done bow drill or flint and steel, learn it. Okay, even if you never use it in your life, the confidence of knowing you could, if push comes to shove, is wonderful. But especially with bow drill, it teaches you patience. Anybody that's either done bow drill or attempted bow drill knows about frustration. Right? It's a wonderful lesson. It is a lesson.
Hi, Andy, outside.
It's a lesson in its own right. When you first start doing bow drill, it is. Yeah,
Andy outside's just started bow drill.
Yeah, it is the most frustrating technique in the world. But once you master it, once you get it, once you've figured it out, it's an absolutely awesome thing to be able to do. It's a great confidence builder. It is well worth having in your toolbox. But would I rely on it? No. It's there in my toolbox as a third backup. My first system is my matches. My second system in an emergency is my ferro rod. And if the grace of God, I find myself without those, very, very unlikely. But if it was to happen, yes, I could go to
the thing with a bow drill in this country, especially in the winter or the autumn time, is keeping it dry.
Yeah.
If it gets wet,
well, that's the other big secret, isn't it? Our ancestors knew you never passed free tinder. Free dry tinder, you never passed it up. You always collected it when you were on the move. The other thing is, if you couldn't collect it or you couldn't find dry, then you dried it. You packed it inside your clothing. You carried it to dry it out. Your thought process at the beginning of the day, as you put out that fire that you had last night, your next thought process is got to be, how am I going to get on tonight? What am I going to do for the next one? And if you're in a survival situation where you've got a fire going in a camp, one of your alpha priorities right at the top of the list is keeping that going. Okay, you have to keep it going. The Sami people will dedicate 2 people to watching a fire all night whilst everybody sleeps. They do it in rotation, and it's considered a great honour because it is such an essential thing in the winter. If that fire goes out, everybody in that shelter dies. So it is so important to manage, think well ahead in your process. And in actual fact, I don't think it was the Sami, I think it's the event people will say, I've had a bit of a session, shall we say, and they were saying there that was one of the few times they would actually sentence somebody to death. If you were found to be asleep watching the fire through the night when it was your turn, that was literally a sentence of death, because you pretty much were going to kill everybody in there.
Okay, Max.
And if you want to see a lesson in lighting a fire with a bow drill in really difficult conditions, find your friends with Island Jason. Have a look at some of his videos. Last year, he did early this year, he did a cracking video lighting fire with a bow drill. And yeah, everything was against him there, but he persevered and he succeeded. And it was, again, as I say, bow drill, it's a lesson in building confidence, building a skill set, and frustration.
Because you were teaching some the other day with flint and steel. They'd never tried it before.
Yeah.
He said one of them he's doing there's a health and safety bloke now. He keeps going on,
got a message
setting light to everything, seeing if he can get it burning. Yeah.
So take 10 people. This is one of the most satisfying things about what I do. Take 10 people out into the woods that have never done it, and start them. I always like to go back in time, so start them off with the primitives. So we'll start with flint and steel, and the idea is there. I'm showing them how hard it is. We've all seen the movies.
Sounds good, Andy.
Got great programs, great presenters out there that will literally, oh yes, I don't need to make a fire because there's a blizzard blowing and there's a polar bear over there, but we're going to make a fire. Hang on, I've got my flint and steel, my bit of tinder. Next thing you see is an 8-foot bonfire going. Right? Nobody's shown you the chainsaws that felled all the trees and dragged it in behind skidoos and all the rest of it. The reality of it actually is frustrating. It's difficult. You've got to learn a technique. Once you get the technique, you've got to practice with it and get it. Fire lighting, basic skill, often overlooked, often shortcut. All right. If you think you're good at lighting fires, start making it hard for yourself. Start trying to light a fire using damp timber or damp tinder. Start trying to light a fire by collecting what you're carrying in the day. Make it hard for yourself. Make the task. Test yourself. Perfect your skills. As a lot of people I get come on courses and they're good. They're really good, but they have one technique that requires them to have everything laid out in front of them perfect. and then they're really good at that. But when you take that away, because I'm that sort of mean person, I'll go, right, fine, you're not using it. Now what you're going to do? You can use the whole woods, but what are you going to do? Because the reality of survival is that's what you're going to face. If you really need it, that's what's going to happen. You're going to find yourself in that situation where, damn, I haven't got any cotton wool. I haven't got any tinder. One Night Survival's been a great series for that, showing people, minimum kit, minimum go. And again, if you're going to do a One Night Survival video, I encourage everybody to do a One Night Survival video. Do your One Night Survival video. Please bear in mind, because we're sensibly minded, we're survivalists and preppers, challenge yourself to do one night survival with that minimum kit, but have to one side that emergency backup, so that if it does fail, if it does go wrong, if you do find yourself going down, if it does collapse around you, you've got that to go to. Don't, for the sake of a video, put yourself in a position where you become the casualty. Okay, have that backup. That's the most important thing in our survival training and mindset, is to know how to deal with the situations, be prepared for the situations, and adapt from them. People often say to me, oh, yeah, Mick, if I dropped you into the middle of Sahara, you could just survive. And I normally look at them and go, no, I wouldn't. I'd probably be dead within 48 hours. But I wouldn't go easy. But if you said to me, you are going to drop me into the middle of the Sahara and give me a couple of hours to sort the gear I need to take with me, then I will survive and thrive. And that's the thing. The secret is to prepare, to have the kit, both physically if you can, and if you can't have it physically, definitely have it mentally.
Well, I'm going to leave you to finish off with. I've got to go, people, because I'm getting really uncomfortable. I need to have my meds.
You go get your meds. I'm going to round it up in a minute because I've got to be up at 4 in the morning.
Bye, peoples.
Right. Yeah, so there, I've been waffling, haven't I? Nicky's been waffling.
He's been waffling. I'll leave that water up here.
Yeah. Andy outside, exactly that. It's preparing yourself, giving yourself skill sets and abilities. It's run through scenarios where you live. Run through what you would do if. Test yourself, push yourself, make yourself a bit uncomfortable occasionally, but make sure you've got that fallback, that backup if you really, really needed it. Yeah, and practice your skills. And people often say to me, "Yeah, I've cracked that. I'm good at it. I know what I'm doing. I don't need to practice it anymore." Well, then change it up, alter it, adapt it, make it more difficult, perfect it, make the skills even better. We mentioned martial arts there. So martial arts, you start a martial art, you start at the lowest dan. They teach you the basics. Then you go up to the next dan and you learn a bit more. Then the next dan and the next dan and the next dan. Until eventually one day you can call yourself a master. But if you ask any master, does he know it all? If he's an honest and decent human being, he will say, no, I still practice, I still learn, and I still try and progress. And that's why I refuse. I refuse to be called any form of expert. I get quite upset when people say, "Yeah, Mickey's an expert in survival."
I never trust anyone who says they know everything about whatever they're.
No,
you're always learning. Always learning.
Andy, right? So that's. I don't like to talk about self-defense too much on the channel because I don't want anybody ever saying that I'm pointing to people towards arming themselves or going equipped and things like that. But I walk with a bit of a limp. Yeah, I've got a walking stick, and I quite often, if I'm going places or travelling long distances into places that may be difficult to walk, like London and things like that, I may take my walking stick with me because it's just a walking aid. It gives me twice the reach, and it's quite an effective thing if I was to be attacked by a bear or a large dog, tiger, something like that. It would, yes, that's all I'm saying there. I'm not saying go equipped, but I'm saying if you find that you bit stiff on the old hip and the knee, good quality walking stick, bloody good. And remember, right? The teaching of Mr. A.W. Fairburn, one of the true masters of martial arts, fighting techniques, and combat, always said, if you're going to strike a man, never strike him in the head. Because the whole body, the whole system of eyes, ears, senses, and reactions are designed to defend the head. Smack him in the shins, the knees, or the ghoulies. That's what usually surprises them. So, yes, always the legs. Body's not designed to suddenly drop to defend the knees and the shins. And for any of you that have ever walked around the back of an old military Land Rover and caught your knee on the NATO hitch, or
even the Land Rover, you walk around the back of the Land Rover, you catch it on the tow bar.
Yeah, on the shin. Yeah. That knocks the fight out of you pretty damn quick. Yeah, good belt on the shin. Cool. Just stops you dead. Done that a couple of times. It's misery. Jimpy knee. Yeah, that's probably as effective as a GBMG as well. So yeah, what we're going to do, I'm going to wrap up there because, like I say, I've got to be up for work in. Oh, where are we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours. Yeah, 6 hours by the time I've got up, got my kit sorted and all that. Yeah, so I'm going to be up in about 6 hours and I haven't even gone to bed yet. But
oh, Mitch, while you're at work, mate, I'm off tomorrow. So.
You're off tomorrow, are you? Oh, lucky you. You have a lay-in.
I'll be thinking of you on my line.
You'll be thinking of me and your lay-in. Right, guys. So as you can gather, it's going to be a bit of a hectic week. You can see it on the board there for me. Yeah, I'm working tomorrow. I'm over to the Isle of Wight on Tuesday, pick up my truck. Wednesday, Thursday at the moment, not got anything down, but it's going to be sorting kit, sorting the gear ready for Friday morning to be heading for Devon. I'll be down in Devon Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'll be leaving Devon at lunchtime to get back here for the live stream. So yeah, there we go.
I'll be down Saturday morning.
Yeah, you're coming down Saturday morning, are you?
Yeah.
Brilliant, awesome, guys. What I'm going to do, I know it's a bit early tonight. It's maybe 20 minutes early. I'm going to love you and leave you. Have an awesome week. Take it easy. Get outdoors. Have an adventure. Practice your skills, especially this time of year. We all go out in the summer when it's lovely, it's nice, and the conditions are great and all the rest of it. Yeah, start enjoying the rain. Okay, I know it sounds crazy.
Love the rain.
I've worked outdoors my entire life. Okay, and as a young man, I remember getting the hump one day because I was only about 15, 16, and we had to go out and do a task that meant we were going to be out in the field getting wet all day long. And one of the old boys on the farm, hands, he was stood there and he said, "What the hell's got into you, bumping your gums? What the hell are you moaning about?" And I was like, yeah, bloody raining and all the rest of it. He said, "Listen, son," he said, "I don't hear them cows moaning about being wet, do you?" I said, well, no. He said, "It's mindset. You've been told since you were a small child that it's not nice to be wet." He said, "You tell a small child in a drought-ridden African country that it's not nice to be wet, he'll probably burst into tears." He said, "It's purely mindset. If you allow yourself to hate it, you'll be even more discomfort." He said, "If you just accept it, just say it's going to be wet, it's going to be cold, and accept it, and just take it as one of those things." He said, "You'll find a lot less misery, a lot less annoyed, and you'll stop thinking and worrying about it." He said, "And beyond that, there is no such thing as bad weather, just bad clothing." How right he was, because I'm 60 now, and am I bothered about getting wet? Not really. Not really.
You're trying.
Yeah, exactly that. Not made of sugar. You know, it's just accept. Our ancestors did. Our ancestors didn't sit in their cave or their thatched hut, looking out the door, going, Oh, I'm not going out there. I'm not going out there because they didn't have the choice. They had to go out there, and they accepted it. It's just a natural course of things. Vancouver Island, where Jason is, yeah. That's what I say, Jason, about the bow drill. When you said you were going to take up bow drill at Vancouver Island, I was like, that's going to be a lesson in frustration. But you did it. You cracked it. And again, that is an inspirational moment. That definitely, for me, just confirmed the fact that when you need it, if you've got the skill set and if you've practiced, you can crack it. And there was nothing finer than seeing the look and hearing your voice that day when you got that fire going. Because again, it's a reward. It's magnificent. Right. Off to dubbing my work boots. Exactly that. Yeah, dubbing the work. Get the dubbing out. Waterproof them boots. Guys, have an awesome week. Enjoy yourselves. Get outdoors. Have an adventure. Stay safe. Love those you do. Forgive those you don't. And may peace and light be upon you all. From me, Jason, Matt, guys at Tarpack, Willow and Kaz. Have an awesome one. I'll catch you next Sunday. 2000 hours. Mickey out.